Chapter 9: Independence and Partition of India. Syllabus: Mountbatten Plan, Causes and its Acceptance, and the Indian Independence Act of 1947. Causes only. For the purpose of taking necessary steps for the transfer of power to the Indians, Lord Wavell was recalled and Lord Mountbatten was appointed the new Viceroy. Lord Mountbatten assumed the office of the Viceroy and Governor General in 1947. His immediate task was to restore peace among the two warring sections, the Congress and the League, both in his executive council and in the country at large. Lord Mountbatten found that it was difficult to solve the deadlock between the two parties. Mountbatten realized that the cabinet mission plan was unworkable and a partition of India was inevitable. He therefore sought to effect the transfer of power without any delay. Mountbatten Plan. Mountbatten put his plan for the partition of India before the big seven leaders: Nehru, Patel, Kriplani, Jinha, Liaquat, Nishtar, and Baldev Singh. The Congress accepted the plan and Jinha undertook to do his utmost to make the plan work. The plan was announced on June 3rd, 1947. On the same day, Gandhiji said that, "I repeat that the division of India can only do harm to the country's future." Unquote. The main points of the plan may be mentioned as follows. Partition. The country would be divided into two dominions, that is, India and Pakistan. Relations between the two new dominions. It was for the two dominions to decide what relations they would have with the British Commonwealth and with each other. A boundary commission. The plan provided for the creation of a boundary commission to settle the boundaries of the two dominions in case partition was decided upon. The princely states. As regards the princely states, the treaties with them would come to an end. They would be free to associate themselves with either of the dominions or to remain independent. Bengal and Punjab. The partition of Bengal and Punjab was proposed provided that the legislative assemblies of the two provinces decided in favor of the partition. Sindh. The legislative assembly of Sindh was to take its own decision at a special meeting. Northwest Frontier Province. A plebiscite was to be held in the Northwest Frontier Province to ascertain whether the people wanted to join India or Pakistan. The district of Sylhet, the Muslim majority district of Sylhet, was to decide by referendum whether it would join East Bengal or remain in Assam. Constituent Assembly. The existing Constituent Assembly would continue to work, but the constitution framed by it would not apply to Pakistan. A separate Constituent Assembly would be constituted for those parts of India which decided in favor of partition. Transfer of power. The plan ended with a declaration that the transfer of power would take place not in June 1948 but much earlier than that. The British Parliament would pass an act for the transfer of power before August 15, 1947. So it became clear that India would be given dominion status. India would be given independence from the British rule. So Lord Mountbatten was sent to India. He was made the Viceroy and Governor General of India. He put forward a plan. According to the plan, India would be divided either into two countries or more. India and Pakistan, or India, Pakistan and many other princely states. So the partition of country would be into two dominions, that is India and Pakistan, and the relation between these two countries would be up to the new government of India and the new government of Pakistan, in what way they want to be associated with the British Commonwealth and with each other, what type of relations they would have amongst themselves and with the British Commonwealth. To part India into two countries, India and Pakistan, a commission for demarcating the boundaries was set up, known as Boundary Commission. They would decide which part of India would be called India and which part of India would be called as Pakistan. And regarding the princely states, each of the princely states were given their own choice whether to join with Pakistan or to join with India or to be an independent princely state. If this would have happened, if the princely states would have remained independent, India would be full of potholes. The princely state of Hyderabad, the princely state of Kashmir, and many such small princely states in Gujarat, in Uttar Pradesh. It was because of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel and his efforts that he put in that we see a united India today. Then, regarding Bengal and Punjab, both these states were huge states. So, the Muslim dominated areas of Bengal and Punjab would decide whether they wanted to be with India or along with Pakistan. Similar situation was there in Sindh. Okay, so the Legislative Assembly of Sindh was given the option to make its own decision at a special meeting whether they want to join India or to be a part of Pakistan. Sadly, they decided to be with Pakistan. Even the district of Sylhet, which is now in Bangladesh, it was given an option to either stay with Assam or to be a part of Pakistan, then East Pakistan at that time. And the Northwest Frontier, the province close to Afghanistan, the choice was given to them either to join India or Pakistan on public opinion. So in this way, the British government decided to transfer the power to India and Pakistan not on June 1948, but much before that, in 15th of August, 1947. Acceptance of Mountbatten Plan. The historic pronouncement was received with mixed feelings by the public. The nationalists deplored the partition of India. while the Muslims of the League were not fully satisfied with the way Pakistan was divided, but they accepted the plan for partition. All India Congress Committee accepted the Mountbatten plan because, according to Maulana Azad and the Congress, Maulana Azad of the Congress had no other alternatives. The reason for finally accepting the Mountbatten plan may be summed up as follows. The large-scale communal riots that engulfed the whole country convinced all that the only solution to the communal problem lay in the partition of India. In the words of Sardar Patel, refusal of the demand for Pakistan will amount to dividing the country into so many Pakistans. The League had joined the interim government to obstruct and not to cooperate. Experience of working with the League had convinced the Congress that it could not have a joint administration with the League. The only alternative to partition was a federation with a weak center. A smaller India with a strong central authority was better than a bigger state with a weak center. Any further continuation of British rule would mean a greater calamity for India. The British were instigating the rulers of the Indian states to remain independent. Hence, partition was the price for immediate independence. The leaders felt that further delay in the transfer of power could find India in the midst of a civil war. The leaders felt that partition would rid the constitution of separate electorates and other undemocratic procedures. India could then evolve a truly secular and democratic polity. So the main reason for accepting the Mountbatten plan, that is the plan of partition, first and foremost, there was a large scale communal riots. There was conflicts between the Hindus and the Muslims. It was not just verbal conflicts. People were looting, raiding into the houses, murdering people, killing them with swords and with whatever they had in their hands. So there was large scale fight, large scale killing of the Hindus and the Muslims. So it was thought that the only solution to stop this fight between the Hindus and the Muslims was to part India, to divide India into Pakistan and India. If you refuse the demand of Pakistan, the amount of many people would be slaughtered and there would be no end to the violence. The second reason why the Indian leaders accepted Mountbatten plan was they had a bitter experience of the League. The Muslim League had joined the interim government. The main purpose of the Muslim League joining the interim government was not to help the government but to put obstruction. Whenever the government were trying to make certain plans, drafting the constitution for the country, they would make mockery of the drafts. Instead of helping, they would always point out flaws and laugh at the hard work of our framers of the constitution. So it was rightly felt that we could not accept the Muslim League to be a part of India. They would only make matters worse and difficult for India. Then the only other alternative to partition was a weak federation with a weak center. A federal setup, a setup where different states had more power than the central government. This would make the central government very, very weak. It would not be in favor of the country, and if we had accepted this form of a government where we had a joint India and Pakistan together, there would always be strife, there would always be miscommunication because the center would not have any authority over the state governments. So it was better to have a smaller country but a powerful central government than to have a big country with a weak central government. Then, if we had delayed the partition or delayed the independence of our country from the Britishers, they were trying to instigate the princely states, the kings and the Maharajas, to part away from India. They didn't want India to be a big country because they saw that a big country like India, where India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh would have been one big country, they saw this country as a threat to their progress. So they didn't want India to be a united country. Therefore, they were instigating the princes to break away from India. So it was better that we said Tata goodbye to the British government before they could divide India anymore further. Then the leaders felt that any delay in the transfer of power could find India in the midst of a civil war. The people already had started to fight with one another, and this war could spread further. Right now, it was happening in the northeast and in the northwest of India. The whole country would be engulfed in the civil war. So, the leaders felt that partition would get rid of the constitution of separate electorates. The Muslim League had demanded a different ballot for the Muslims and a different ballot for the Hindus. The Muslim, the Hindus, the Dalit were demanding a separate electorate for themselves. So, if we took independence from India, if we took independence from the British and divided India into India and Pakistan, so the problem of separate electorates would be solved, as Pakistan would have their own election. In this way, India would be a truly secular and a truly democratic political country.